Welcome back to a series so epic. We've reached 100 episodes. In today's video, Asmin is calling out Hassan for pretending to be some sort of main character superhero. He's responding to Hassan asking why none of his content creator friends are defending him. Hassan has called out XQC for apparently only doing transactional relationships, and he started a massive beef. XQC has responded calling him a hypocrite, saying he only collabs for personal gain. They go back and forth, and XQC calls him a jealous liar who promotes terrorism. Hassan calls him racist in response. Twitch is finally cracking down on bots, and a lot of people are being exposed. Hassan is calling out Asmin and Tectone for being botted. Local idiot Idubbbz is apparently making a video about the drama surrounding his wife Anissa. Subscribe or you actually have to get a job. I said the J slur. Jimmy Jelly Jenga Jellywig.
Let's up those numbers!
Also, as promised, episode 100, I have officially changed my shirt. All the comments can stop now. A truly legendary event. Right, so last time we talked about Hassan pretending to be some sort of a superhero, right? Being the only one fighting against the forces of evil, that being Asmin and the Sloptuber complex.
And there's only one person who is actively in the top, regularly duking it out with these people.
Well, Asmin has responded.
There's one man
regularly duking it out with these people.
And it's you, the Lone Ranger, the singular Avenger, the man who stands against the mountain. Stop, just please, can you just fucking, please stop this. Please fucking stop. Remember whenever he watched the Superman movie and he said, oh, I can really relate to Superman? Oh, shit. Okay, all right, yeah.
That person is ritualistically humiliated with ridiculous smears over and over again and turned into a toxic pariah.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be doing crazy shit, and you smear other people all the time. You do this all the time. You make shit up about people constantly. You do, and you know you do.
No way. Are you telling me that Hassan is not actually Superman? You're telling me he isn't the sole revolutionary, the main character who is saving the world from all oppression and all forms of violence? There's no way. Hassan told me he's literally a god. There's no way, guys. I, as a Hamas Piker supporter, actually thought that he's the only one brave enough to stand up to the far-right Nazis, being Ethan Klein, of course, and this guy who plays video games. You know who Hassan actually is? He's like that toilet plunger guy from Codename Kids Next Door. He's literally Toilinator, dude. He legitimately, like, he's an absolute embarrassment, but legitimately thinks that everybody should actually take him seriously, bro. Right, so then he talks about harassment.
They don't actually understand where that silence comes from these other content creators. They don't see...
I think this goes both ways, by the way. I think there are a lot of people who would speak up and be more critical of Hassan, but they're also afraid of his fan base because of how much he weaponizes his fan base on Twitter. He will constantly do that. He'll do that all the time. Like, the moment somebody's oppositional to him, he'll retweet them, he'll make posts about them, he'll talk about them, and then, like, also people in his orbit will say things that are a lot worse than what he says. And there's an entire, like, fucking, misrepresentation in, fucking complex that happens with these people. So I think this cuts both ways.
Listen, here's a central rule on the internet. If you say stupid shit on the internet, chances are you're gonna get some flack. That's just how it is. If you support terrorists on the internet, I feel like the average person is not trying to harass you. They're just trying to tell you, hey, this is kind of bad, bro. You should probably stop, you're leading to actual harm in the real world, right? Now, why is it that the average Hassan supporter seems to receive a lot of criticism on the internet? Well, it doesn't help that all of your supporters just conveniently happen to be the most degenerate freaks on the entire internet. From gooners thirsting after high schoolers, that was literally your mod, to people wishing PTSD on veterans, to psychopathic stalking, doxing freaks, to people taking money from charity, to people talking about Jews in that manner, which I can't even mention, which is so annoying. Yeah, like, all of your company just absolutely sucks, man. It just happens to be the case that all Hassan supporters are degenerate freaks who should not have a platform, it seems like. People responded what Hassan thinks he is versus what he actually is, and we just got the ultimate SpongeBob reference here. By the way, guys, I gotta point out that this is actually an inaccurate reference because this sting is from the king of all jellyfish, Jellywig, and Jellywig would never sting Hassan. He would suck him off. He would never sting Hassan. So, therefore, inaccurate, although I see what you were going for. Now, last time we talked about how Hassan was complaining that his legion of friends that he definitely has behind the scenes does not actually defend him publicly. Obviously, according to Hassan, there's tens of thousands of content creators in the background secretly supporting Hassan, but they're afraid to actually speak out because of harassment from Asmin Gold, it seems. Just this fucking, like, everything is Asmin Gold, it seems like. You know, they definitely exist, just like the Tooth Fairy. Well, Asmin responded explaining why nobody actually defends him.
You gotta stop bringing up the weird shit where you talk about Gila Klein and being a valid military target. You think that people, if you think that you didn't mean it that way, then why is everybody in the comments of her Instagram saying that she's a valid military target? Why is that? It's because you never had to say her name. You never had to do that. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody needed you to do that. Nobody wanted you to do that. I don't even know what you're doing. Like, what is this? So the problem is that a lot of people don't defend you because you do things that are indefensible. You do things like bringing her up whenever you're talking about valid military target. You do shit like talking about how terrorist organizations that kidnap people that are like complete third parties, like fucking Filipinos for a year almost. You act like what they're doing is good. Like, that's the problem, right? You want to get people to defend you, you have to do things that are defensible. You can't support this crazy shit. And then, like, I remember, like, for example, when that one dude went and shot those 2 Israelis at the embassy, you go put your chat on sub mode, everybody's spamming hearts when you're reading the manifesto. Man, that doesn't look good. And so, like, if you want to have people defend you, if you want to have people be on your side, if you want to go to the streamer games, you want to be part of the, you know, sponsor events, etc., you've got to dial shit down, man.
Dude, I swear to God, this guy is just saying the most common sense shit, and Hassan is going to take this very clip, he's going to respond to it, and pretend that Asmin is the fucking devil that needs to be eradicated from this planet. Like, literally, he will take the most commonsensical take and be like, I can't believe Asmin is doing this, guys. He literally just said the most common sense things like, hey, if you want to be part of mainstream events, and if you want your friends to associate with you without, you know, being blacklisted from sponsorships and shit like that, then stop being freaking nut job crazy. You know, it's that simple. And you know, people think my videos are criticizing Hassan, which they are, you know, half the time. But half the time, if Hassan actually watched every episode of the series, I give him such good advice. Legitimately, I just ask him to stop being crazy for a second, you know, and people will automatically start liking you. It's really not that hard. It's not that difficult. On the internet, people do so much heinous shit and everybody just forgives them and moves on. Like, that's legitimately, the internet is the memory of a goldfish. I'm literally trying to help him here and he just doesn't listen. Moving on to XQC versus Hassan. Oh, by the way, guys, I was wearing it all along. I'm sorry, I'm a villain. I will never change my shirt as long as I live. You absolute blundering baboons, you all fell for it. My master plan. If you fell for that, comment below, all right? I left a little hint. I think I left like a little bit of text here so you guys would see it, but hey. Yeah, you gotta wait till episode 150 now, all right? I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, is what it is. You know what, not 150, because I don't know if I'm gonna continue the Hassan series, but you gotta wait till the end of the year, let's say the end of the year, all right? January 1st, I will be changing my shirt, all right? Legendary day. Ladies and gentlemen, feels good to be back in my home turf here, all right? Anyways, XQC versus Hassan. Basically, Hassan called out XQC, blaming him for a lot of past drama. Essentially, Hassan said that they actually used to be friends, but because of XQC turning relationships into this transactional thing, they stopped being friends or whatever. Now, XQC responded absolutely crashing out on him, calling him a liar, and then calls him out for like promoting terrorism. It's a hilarious clip after this, but a lot of this stems from XQC actually getting $100 million to move to Kick, and that made Hassan very, very jealous. XQC dumbfounded at Hassan playing the hero role when explaining why his generation doesn't collab anymore. He thinks his own perspective is the world.
I'm good on that.
Transactional relationships become very transactional because, like, before 2020, a lot of content creators were just like friends with one another, like legitimately friends with one another, right? In my generation of content creators, like the top dogs, we were all friends with one another. We like legitimately hung out with one another. You know, Trainwrecks, XQC, even fucking Asmin Gold from time to time. And it wasn't like a thing. It wasn't a big ordeal to just like collaborate with someone, right? And at the time, their opinions weren't the way that they are. So when you say like ew, you're reflecting on that with like today's opinion.
Like, did the man forget they all threw us under the bus for no reason? Buddy, did he forget that they threw us under the biggest bus that they could because they weren't making the money we were making? I mean, you're joking, right?
Throughout time, I feel like those collaborations became like more serious, more professional. Like there was an expectation, a tit for tat. It became way more transactional, right? And people got...
Okay, this man is... Okay, guys, I'm gonna say it again. This man has a problem these days where he sees he thinks that everything is... His own perspective is like the world. If anybody makes transactional collabs, it's him. He's the only one who sees these things the way that... Buddy, you are making your own world. Not everybody lives in that world.
Oh, absolutely. I don't doubt this at all. For Hassan, obviously most things are transactional. He's projecting his own worldview upon other people, right? Just because the only reason he collabs with other people is to increase his viewership and increase his influence and, you know, spreading his political ideology. That's his main goal, to convince most people to his cause, right? He thinks everybody else is also like that, but obviously most people don't have this secret political agenda, right? And they're not trying to brainwash everybody. And from what I've seen regarding XQC, I don't think this is the case where he only collabs to get some sort of profit himself, because for a period of time, he was literally the biggest streamer. So anybody he collabed with was literally smaller than him. And most of the time, he's just collabing with his friends to play games or whatever, and they don't really have like a big viewership or anything like that. So it's just weird. He would collab with people who weren't even streamers at points. Also, I'm actually starting to feel bad for Hassan. Here he is, completely oblivious, thinking, oh yeah, we all used to be such good friends, you know, SUC, Asmin Gold, and I wonder why our friend group disbanded. Brother, maybe because you became completely fucking insane, dude. Like a radical freaking nut job. Like, this is the equivalent of finding out your friend is a PDF file. Like, legitimately, it's almost at that level where you're like, yeah, I'm just not gonna associate with you anymore. I should probably report you to the police, you know? But, you know, can you imagine an alternate timeline where Hassan and Asmin Gold are best friends? Dude, oh my god, I would pay good money to see that shit. Then Hassan calls out XQC, basically blaming him for everything.
I think like the big nuclear bomb in terms of like my generation, like no longer collaborating with one another and no longer having a sense of community with one another, I would say was during COVID, XQC's mistreatment of other content creators kind of started this drama a little bit, because he would just like treat every content creator like a fucking NPC. And because he was rewarded tremendously for that, no one...
Dude, chat, guys, I am not... This man actually needs help. I'm not... Somebody's gotta check in and just sit down. Are you okay? Yo, Hassan, we care. Are you okay, buddy? Is the man okay?
No one really said anything about it, and a lot of people just like kind of let it happen. It wasn't even just GTRP. It was like Among Us, GTRP, No Pixel. Every time there was like a serious collaboration, like that's where it initially started. There were some people who called him out. I wonder who those people are. And, you know, they got yelled at quite a bit. And I was doing that as a friend, too, like at the time, because we were still close. And then after that, it just like kind of kept spiraling over and over again. Then there was the kick ordeal. A lot of these guys were getting money from a crypto gambling casino online. And, you know, of course.
Chat, I am speechless. This man is in another world. Yo, this has to be some psychosis. Chat, where's the camera? Chat, there's a camera in the room, okay? Okay, what's happening with the chat is that, honestly, there's a camera, a Netflix crew is at his house, and they're filming him in a skit where he's the hero. The devil came to the platform, and I was the only one who was calling him out. I was saying, Felix, don't do this, please. Please don't do this. Not the gambling. And then I tried as best as I could, but the world didn't see what he was like. Only I saw that. Like,
Financial
what the
interests,
fuck?
come into play.
He's
There's
crazy.
also-
Dude, you can't be serious. Hassan playing hero again, dude. How many times does he actually do this? It seems like he's the one good force in this entire world and everybody else is just evil, guys. With Asmin Gold, he's the only sole creator, the hero fighting back. With XQC, he's the only person keeping this menace in check. Like, oh my god, dude, the other week, XQC was playing Clash Royale. What a disgusting freak, man. I can't believe this guy's allowed to have a platform. How? Somebody tell me, how is he always the main character, the arbiter of truth? And listen, you know, I've said this before, but I think it's perfectly fine to draw a moral line wherever you want to do, right? Hassan thinks gambling is bad, you know, promoting gambling is bad. That's perfectly fine. A lot of people do, right? But then you got to be consistent with your morals. You can't say gambling bad, but terrorism good. It's just a fucking like, nobody is buying that shit, dog. At this point, we know that you're just virtue signaling because you don't have a consistent moral line. Right? The only reason you say gambling is bad is because XQC got a $100 million contract and you did not, and you were unable to secure a good contract for yourself. Right? So after this, XQC starts losing it and starts crashing out at him.
The whole gambling saga wasn't about gambling. It was the fact that like some one-nothing happened, and because you weren't getting your bag, then you threw everybody under the bus because some guys were not getting paid as much as the other guys. Oh, dude, we don't like gamba, and they know that. And because people found an escape out of this fucking cycle, then it's our fault. Oh, it's our fault. We did this. Don't promote gambling. Promote terrorism. Yes! Guys, don't gamble. Instead, be a terrorist. Boom! Holy shit. Buddy, lock in.
Oh my god, bro. XQC is that one weird kid that is just hilarious. So basically, just breaking down the XQC dialect there, he's saying that Hassan was never mad at him gambling, but he's only mad that he didn't get like an especially big deal, right? An equally big deal. XQC got $100 million that went very viral, and Hassan, we know this, right? He's the guy who brags about money at a phase party that is full of a bunch of upcoming streamers. So he's obviously holds this at a very high regard. He went and said, he was like, oh yeah, I'm the richest person at this party. So he clearly, you know, holds his position as a wealthy person at a high regard. He loves to brag about his money, right? But yeah, now XQC is, you know, in a different league of his own right now. He can't hope to compare. Hassan might be very rich, but he does not have $100 million. So he's very jealous, right? But it is honestly just getting embarrassing, man. He treats other content creators like NPCs. Hassan, and we just got the 4 musketeers behind him. Show the picture of Hassan putting Idubbbz in the cuck chair, all right? Come on. That is the most NPC treatment humanly possible. Hassan's generation, it is the absolute 2 gooners that were after Hassan, calling him hot and shit. Play the clip. Play the clip.
He's so smart. He's so deeply attractive. He's so well-spoken. He's built, I mean, I'm just looking at him the whole time thinking, you're like the full fucking package, dude.
Then XQC talks about how Hassan never actually collabs downwards or, you know, collabs with people with lower viewership.
But that was just my gen.
This is literally instant defeated by the sense of his no free collab policy, where he won't collab downwards no matter what. And name every collab that I've done in the past. Hold on. And name somebody, the people that I've been with, that were lower than me in viewer count. 90% of my collabs were with lower viewer count my entire career. Now do something with this guy. This guy, he probably did 3 collabs his entire life with people that were less viewer counts than him. He only shoots up, hold on, unless they are a terrorist. Then it's full steam ahead. Please be on my stream. Please, please, more terror. It's insane. The man has lost all the marbles. Buddy, the spaghetti has fell out of his pocket. On God.
Right?
What is going on with this guy?
Listen, I'm sure there's a couple instances of Hassan, you know, collabing with other people who are, you know, in the friend group or whatever, who have lower numbers or whatever. But I do think Hassan is usually very strategic in who he collabs with, right? He's always trying to break in to a more mainstream audience, and he uses his so-called friends to do it, right? This absolute sociopath. And one of his prime best buddies is our boy Jellywig, of course, right? Now, Jellywig, as we know, obviously has a very very, very mainstream audience, very brand friendly. He's friends with literally every streamer, the Hollywood of Twitch, right? And he has access to everyone and anyone, all the sponsors, everything, right? Because he does gaming and variety. And Hasan loves this. He loves that he's friends with Jellywig. He would love to get in bed with him and use him in order to reach a wider audience and brainwash the regular population with his nonstop propaganda. And I think it's pretty dangerous, you know, to let this guy spew his constant propaganda to a mainstream audience, which is why it's important to cut off this absolute snake, and anyone who associates with this guy will be clowned on by me. Oh no, now Hasan is gonna make XQC a military target. Is Hasan secretly the king of rage bait? I mean, dude, if your entire life is rage bait, I mean, that's just you, right? This is the Casey-tron strat again, where like, I'm just trolling, guys. I'm just trolling. Hasan back at it again. I think in SQC's chat, whenever Hasan's name is brought up, they start spamming Hasan because he's a snake. Hiss, you know? Anyways, Hasan responded. Hasan calls XQC racist after X said Hasan promotes terrorism. Already the classic strategy, I guess.
Don't promote gambling! Promote terrorism! Yes! Guys, don't gamble! Instead, be a terrorist! Boom!
Be a terrorist. I like that he went. This is incredible. This is incredible political commentary. I'm glad that he's still doing that. I got destroyed in the marketplace of ideas. I can't really do nothing about that. Hasan intellectually destroyed in the marketplace of ideas. Yeah, Chatter was right. XQC was right about me. There's nothing I could do about that. It's weird how y'all were friends at once. Yeah. Yeah. I'm promoting terrorism by saying, hey, Israel shouldn't do genocide. And also the international law dictates that people are allowed to fight back against Israel doing a genocide.
Dude, there's just no way. There's just no way this guy's talking about the law, guys. Terrorists, they would never violate the law, guys. I've never seen evidence of them doing that. There's no actual forensic evidence of any terrorists violating laws. I actually haven't seen the court case, you know, where the terrorists are proven without a reasonable doubt that they committed crimes, right? Of course, Hasan is right here. Dude, you just can't be serious. This is the hill he wants to die on, that terrorists don't commit crimes, guys. Like, dude, you're such a hypocrite. It's crazy. Also, how embarrassing is to get intellectually dominated by XQC, dog. Put the toenail clip.
It's cool because, like, he basically went from... he went from, why are you calling me out for promoting gambling? I'm also racist as I know that a lot of people in these spaces just don't want to think too much or think too hard about, you know, politics in general. And they want like a comfortable narrative. So they go, oh, dude, you promote terrorism. But like, that's, you know, kind of a ridiculous thing to say about a dude. Kind of a ridiculous thing to say about a dude who's just like consistently been advocating to not murder children in Gaza, or just not murder children anywhere, really.
Hasan, just a question for you. Can I ask you, has Hamas, the Houthis, or Hezbollah ever resulted in any children casualties? Just a question, because Hasan, the Lord and Savior Superman himself, really cares about children, yeah, right? He really cares about the kids. He's such a nice guy. And then he supports organizations that use them as human shields. You absolute delusional psychopath, bro. Also, where did racist come from? I didn't even see a single example there. Why did Hasan randomly call SQC racist? Did I miss something? Is like Hasan's fucking pea brain getting to me or something like that? Yeah, it's just a Hamas Piker special where, hey, you know, I don't want to listen to any of your arguments. I'm just gonna slander you as a racist so that my chat just doesn't listen to you anymore, you know? Right, so then SQC responds to Hasan calling him racist.
Why are you calling me out for promoting gambling? I'm also racist as fuck. I know that a lot of people in these spaces...
Because I thought it'd be a funny joke. Like, he's racist because of something funny, like some gotcha or something like that, but there's nothing to it? He's not going to substantiate the claim or anything?
You know, kind of a ridiculous thing
to say. Kind of boring.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's just not going to clarify. He's just going to put it out there. His audience obviously doesn't care about fact checking or anything like that. He's just going to straight up lie there. Usually works for his son, so why bother? Don't need examples because they don't have common sense. People responded, it baffles me that people actually tune in to watch Hasan. Are these people mentally insane? Yes. Every time Hasan gets any criticism, he does this annoying little and then laughs and deflects. Using the genocide defense, so boring, so intellectually empty. Dude, his little laugh is like, it's literally like H-E-H, you know? Fucking annoying as shit, dude. Moving on to Hassan versus Asmin Gold and Tectone. Basically, Twitch has implemented their crackdown on bots, and a lot of the top streamers had a bunch of bots in their streams, and everyone's viewership is now going down. Keep in mind, other people can also bot you, so it's not necessarily the streamer's fault all the time, and it seems like Asmin Gold took a big hit as well as Tectone. So Hassan is calling them out. Hassan takes shot at Tectone's viewership post-bot update. Also breathes a sigh of relief knowing that right-wing commentary isn't as popular as he thought due to Asmin's new numbers.
Just a lot of people who are invested in right-wing commentary. That's what I thought. And I think I was a little wrong about that. I think that there is an organic audience for right-wing commentary. It's just not as big as I thought it was. Adjusted to their viewership is like Tectone, Asmin Gold's second in command. He's had a big cut as well. I believe he went from like what did he go from? Sully Gnome. Thank God you were wrong. Yeah, I placed a lot of emphasis on like organic viewership. I thought it was like real. And I thought it was and the reason, yeah, he went from like 5K or he went from like 5K viewers to, as soon as the bots went down, to 1K, 1.5K to 2K. Hassan is making me learn about their streamers against my will. He dropped almost 50% of his viewers, but today he begged his Kick YouTube streams to open his Twitch stream on another tab. Why would you ever think anything the right wing is doing is real? I look at these numbers as a content creator because I'm matching the political shift happening in the environment that I exist in real time.
Right, so first off, pretty sure that he's not down to 1K. Pretty sure that was just another bull-faced lie by Hassan there. Anyways, I highly doubt that Tectone and Asmin were botting themselves. They don't really need to. Likely their fans might have botted them or their org might have botted them. Tectone was literally calling this shit out for ages now, you know, saying that, you know, everybody's going to be exposed for having a bunch of bots or whatever. But I just love how every single time he conveniently never mentions the multi-stream. So Tectone streams on YouTube and Kick and on Twitch, so the viewers are obviously segmented, right? And Hassan doesn't want people to know this. He only compares Twitch stats, right? In Hassan's echo chamber, only Twitch exists, and he doesn't. I think he wants his viewers to not even know that these other platforms even exist, so that they always think that Hassan is always on top. People responded, "Do you know why he's so obsessed?" I speculated it has to do with he knows that Twitch won't throttle his bots just like everyone else's. He knows that he hasn't earned anything. He didn't build himself up from zero the way they did, and he knows a reckoning is coming. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Twitch was playing favorites regarding Hassan. Even if he doesn't bot, I don't really care. I feel like there are a couple streamers at the top who do bot themselves, which is just not a good idea, whatever. They just want to get like sort of recommended, you know, have the sponsors think that they're more popular than they actually are, etc., etc. People like Asmin Gold don't really need to do that, obviously. It seems like somebody has been doing it for them, right? So Asmin responds, calling out Hassan again, asks why Hassan used to lie about Tectone's Twitch viewership.
Yeah, he went from like 5K or he went from like 5K viewers to, as soon as the bots went down, to 1K, 1.5K to 2K.
Why? Why do you do this? Nobody asked you to do this.
Oh no, Hassan lying? Wow, I'm so shocked. I could have never guessed this, guys. Wow, oh my god. 500 fucking time, guys. Holy shit, come on. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? I guarantee you he's gonna blame it on his chat, be like, I actually read that message in chat, guys. Well, don't fucking take everything you see in your chat at face value. Like, every single time, his chat just rage baits him and, like, tells complete lies to him. He goes like, I can't believe that happened. Like, dude, come on. Moving on to Ethan calling out Hassan. Basically, if you remember last time, Aiden Ross said that Hassan should be deported, right? And he said he's gonna talk to Trump about it or whatever. Hassan immediately started talking about Ethan for some reason. Ethan says, Aiden Ross says Hassan should be deported. How could Ethan do this?
Did you see Aiden said he's going to ask Trump to deport you? Oh my God. Ethan is going to suck Aiden Ross's cock for that. Holy shit. Oh my God. That's so funny. Aiden Ross is about to be the #1 greatest ally to Ethan Klein and the pest that is also known as Destiny. Holy fuck. Asmin Gold.
Oh my god, dude. This is, you know, I actually like Hassan now because he's legitimately like the ultimate socialist at this point. You know what he's doing? He's not donating his money to Gaza. He's donating his money to me. All right. There's a wealth transfer going on right here because he's making sure to give me enough episodes to make me richer than Hassan himself. And I appreciate that. I honestly take all of my criticism back. Thank you, Hassan, for enabling this, honestly. Moving on to local moron, Idubbbz, of course. Now he's talking about his next video coming up. Idubbbz hints that his next video will be about the rumors surrounding he and Anissa. Oh my god.
Chat. You can help me with the next video. Are there any, like, rumors or criticisms? Maybe rumors is a better way of describing it, but that you've heard about, like, Anissa and I over the years or recently.
Right, so he's gonna try to justify all of the criticism against he and Anissa now. Dude, how much more do you want to be humiliated? This is honestly embarrassing. I feel like the easiest thing to do would be just apologize instead of doing all of this bullshit. And I don't know, I think he's going to address some irrelevant points like, well, actually, Anissa never really liked Gorgeous Gabe, right? My boxing trainer was just mad at me and he was lying about all of this, right? Which, in that case, was just a he said, she said, and nobody's going to believe the proven fucking liar Idubbbz here, right? He wants to say that, hey guys, I'm not actually a cuck. My wife just relaunched her OnlyFans recently, right? I feel like there's truly nothing he can actually do at this point because bro is so absolutely cucked and broken. He's just completely pathetic. He's now known as the guy who tried to sneak money away from a charity, 34%, known as the guy who backstabbed his best friend, you know, went in cahoots with Hassan and the orbiting squad, justified the CPS call on his kids, all of this horrific shit. His reputation is completely cooked, doubled down 500 times, you know, screwed over everybody. And yeah, I feel like this video is going to be the nail in the coffin for his career, man. Like, it just keeps going down and down and down. More and more people hate him. And I don't know why you would even attempt to do this, man. You're not going to change anybody's mind here. Now, click this video or... Actually, no threats today, guys. Thank you for watching. All right, I'm gonna let you guys off for episode 100. Not sure what we're doing next, if we're continuing the series or whatever, but 7 years on YouTube and still going strong, man. I am blessed. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for all the sweet messages on everywhere, in the comments, Instagram, everywhere. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.